Hello and welcome to Redefining the Significance of You Time for You, by you, because of you. My name is Denise Drinkwalter, and I'm an empowerment life coach supporting women around the globe to lean in and realize the importance of you. The goal of this channel is to provide you, the viewer, with some takeaways that will help you shift, change, reevaluate, and or become more aware of what is possible for you. We have a variety of incredible guests who will be sharing life experiences that have helped them become the incredible human beings that they are today. Every one of us, sometime in our lives, has had that infamous free time and frequently feel guilty, embarrassed, and or just wrong for taking out time for ourselves. And we are absolutely here to change that and support you to see what is possible when you take the time for you, by you, because of you. Today's episode, it is such an honor and a privilege to introduce to you Emily Cambria. She is a seasoned occupational therapist and health educator with over 2 decades of experience in diverse settings. Her expertise lies in using evidence based practices and a holistic approach to empower individuals to achieve their daily goals and overall well being. Emily's journey to becoming a health advocate stems from her personal struggles with her health issues, including infertility, menopause symptoms, and various other challenges. Through her own experiences and professional knowledge, she has honed her ability to guide others in establishing sustainable, healthy habits aligned with their values. Having faced significant health setbacks, including severe leg injuries, Emily understands the importance of proactive health management. She discovered a transformative gut health system that not only alleviated her pain and inflammation, but it also allowed her to reclaim her vitality. And now at 64, she feels more energized and vibrant than she did in her 30s. Driven by her desire to share these life-changing approach, Emily transitioned from traditional healthcare to focus on promoting health and wellness. She has touched the lives of over 120 individuals doing one-on-one work and has impacted thousands more through her educational programs. Emily specializes in addressing midlife and beyond health concerns, offering solutions for metabolic reset, optimization, weight management, improved gut health, and more. Her comprehensive approach encompasses physical and mental well being, aiming to enhance every aspect of her clients' lives. With a vision to live long and strong, Emily is dedicated to helping her clients lead happier, healthier lives, allowing them to cherish the moments that matter most. I can't wait to talk with you. Everybody is sitting on the other end of their seat going, oh, I need all of this.
Oh, thank you. Thank you so much for that wonderful introduction. And it is such an honor to be here with you today. So thank you for inviting me to speak to your audience. I am deeply blessed for that. So thank you.
Thank you for being here. You know, there's something that really, really resonates with me, and I talk with a variety of people on this show, but I have never met somebody like you who takes the health and wellness and creates it through the value that their client has. That marrying of looking at a client's value and what they believe to be most important, their core being,
Mhm.
that is phenomenal work, Emily. That is unheard of. So I love that. Tell us more, will you please?
Absolutely. Well, thank you so much for the opportunity to share about this. Well, in my training as an occupational therapist, and OTs are really based on looking at the whole person. And we look at everything that involves their lives. It's from, their daily activities, from, even just simply getting in and out of bed and what they do in the morning, all the way through what their responsibilities are in the community, at home, at work. But what really, really has greatest therapeutic value is when you can tie what you're working with on that individual with what they really find purposeful and
Mm.
meaningful. Because once you do that, once you really tap in to what really lights that person up, and what both, what they're working on, what they want to change, but also getting even deeper, like, and discovering the realness behind why they want what they want to do, to change. That's when you really can make a difference in somebody's life, because you're really tapping in to what fuels them, what drives them. And that really differentiates all occupational therapists from the traditional medical professionals that are out there, and they're all fabulous, but we take it that one step further, and we've kind of been hidden over the years by the in the medical model. But a lot of us are starting to come out now away from that, and actually starting our own private practices. And I was one of those pioneers that started doing that. So it's been quite an exciting road and journey to be sharing and helping. And I do get such joy and fulfillment out of watching people's lives be improved, and watching them just light up and glow and achieve a better life, a better quality of life. Like I said, living long, living strong. It's what we all want to do.
Absolutely. And you're talking about, working with people who are midlife, and this is when we start to go, right? When you said get out of bed, I'm like, I sometimes have those, oh my goodness, where did that hip come from? I don't remember feeling that before, right?
Right, right. What happens is when we're younger, well, let me back up. OTs are trained in the lifespan. So we learn everything about infants, and all the stages the infants go through, and the reflexes and the nerves, and then we learn about midlife, and then aging, gerontology. So we span the whole lifespan in our education. And then from there we get specific. I've worked in every single area of the lifespan over my career, but what I really, really connected with was moms and women in midlife, because that's, like you said, when the changes start. When you're younger, you don't really realize that one day you're going to start deteriorating your body. We're going to live in this body for it's the only place we're going to live our entire lives. And things can accumulate and cause, you're like a credit card. So if you're making bad choices as a young person, not eating healthy, not, getting good night's sleep, which is really important for spending too much time on your screens is another
Mm,
problem for today's young people. It actually accumulates and takes a toll on our physical and our mental bodies. Um, and that's, all of a sudden you realize, when you hit that 40-45 mark, that's when things really start to change within our bodies hormonally, in addition to our muscle mass starts to decrease. And women, especially when our estrogen levels start to change, that sets up a whole staircase, I'll call it, because things just kind of stack on each other, of change within our bodies. But you can do things to reverse that. There's things that you can do to slow things down. And the body has an amazing capability of healing. But what's most powerful, like you mentioned earlier, is when you combine it with the mind, and the power of what the mind can accomplish when you add that to the physical piece. It's mind blowing what people, that's why there's miracles. Like, somebody says, oh, you'll never walk again. But if that person really believes that they're going to, and they're going to keep striving for it, and they're striving for it, you can achieve that. And that's basically kind of one of my stories. In my serious injury, it was questionable whether or not I was going to be able to have my leg and go on in life and walk. And I always said, from the moment the accident happened, I'm going to get through this. It's going to be okay. And I think that's what really, that mindset right off the bat, really helped me in the long run. And so I apply that with my clientele and everybody, really, that I try when I interact, I try to leave the wherever I go a little
mm.
bit better than it was before I got there.
I love that. I love that. Leaving a person better off than when you found them. There's nothing
Mhm.
more powerful than that. And I know that to be true of you.
Well,
We've
thank you.
met and we've had conversation, and every time I leave, I'm like, oh, that was amazing. I didn't even know that. So I love communicating and connecting with you. It's
Thank you.
so powerful. So powerful. Would you share with us? You mentioned about an accident that happened for you that affected your leg. Would you be open to sharing a little bit more about that? Because I think it really does demonstrate the power of what can happen when you have support that you're talking about, when you mirror your value and your desire to be in a certain place and putting things together around with that.
It yes, it happened at the top of a mountain. I was an expert skier, and I had my it's called your din. So my binding tension, it's called the din, was very tight because I was an expert skier. I would go down anything really. And when I got hit by a snowboarder, I wasn't going fast. There wasn't a huge impact. So my ski didn't pop and my leg twisted 360 degrees with the ski on. And at the time, I don't think I realized how hurt I was. And my friends came over immediately and said, "Don't worry, you're going to be okay. You're going to ski again." That was the first thing I heard. And I stuck with it. I held on to that. I have 11 screws and 2 plates because my leg was shattered into 8 pieces right below my knee. And so so after that injury, that took me a long time to recover because my bones, I'm kind of going off subject here, but
That's okay.
before my injury, I was exposed to tuberculosis as an occupational therapist. And when you're exposed to tuberculosis, the treatment is antibiotics for a year. Because of
Okay.
the antibiotics of being given to me for a year, my body was excelled into or sped up into menopause at a very young age. So I was always constantly battling midlife health issues when I wasn't in midlife. So I was 30, but I was
Right.
really 50, and I tried to do all the things up until that injury. That injury happened when I guess I was 45. Yeah, maybe I don't 2000. Anyways, so because of that, I had very brittle bones, and I probably shouldn't have been skiing, but I'm very active and I love it. It's my passion. It's my thing. I've just been, my goal was always to ski till I was 75 because you can ski
Mm,
free anywhere in the United States at 75. So I'm still working on that. Anyways, so yes, when I got hurt, they told me my bones were like a bird, even though I was, trying to do the right thing, eating right, exercising and that kind of thing. But that one message stuck with me the entire time. And so normally your bones heal in 8 weeks. I was non-weight bearing for 12 weeks and Kate was working to get back. And 2 years after that, I still wasn't quite healed, but I skied anyways. My left leg was a lot weaker than my right, but
mm,
I wasn't gonna take no for an answer. I was just very cautious. And I was very conscientious of who was around me. I would go
yeah.
skiing, not crowded. So I'm kind
Yep.
of more fair weather weekday skier than the weekend where there's crowds on the mountain.
Yep.
Um, and I just absolutely love it. But I had another unfortunate event that happened to that same leg. I actually slipped on some ice in the yard. I was on my way to go skiing cross country, and I didn't see this little patch of ice, and I flew I was on a banana peel, and I fell and broke the same leg again, but higher up. So I have a 14-inch rod
Oh,
leg as well.
Emily.
So yes, so yeah, that was it's kind of funny, but I had to yell to a neighbor, "I've fallen and I can't get up," because
Oh
I was
my.
laying in the yard by myself for about an hour before a neighbor drove up. Anyways, again, I knew I was going to get better, and I
Yeah.
did. I changed some things in my nutritional program that was life changing because of the tuberculosis. I refocused on my gut health and rebalanced myself, was able to get off all opioids that I was on. And it really changed. It was about 6 years ago that happened, and it really changed my life and what direction I went. And that's right around the same time that I left the medical model of occupational
Yeah.
therapy and switched to my promotion, because it was just my whole two events of my fractures. I healed so much faster when my
Mm.
gut was balanced than I healed the first time. I was
And
walking, like, within 6 weeks, I was weight bearing on my other leg. And they were, and yeah, so it really matters what your mind and what you're putting in your body and your goals. And so that's how I try to work with people, really get to know what makes them uh, light up, what really is their
yeah,
heart's desire.
Be- I can see why that is critical, but I can also see why your knowledge and your journey is so imperative to help others in a way that they wouldn't be able to have all of those components brought together so beautifully.
Mhm.
It's so empowering.
There's other examples in my life, and one I'll just touch on is I'm a
Yeah,
proud adoptive mom.
yeah.
And because of the antibiotic use for a year, it made me infertile. And I wasn't going to take no for an answer of being a mom. I really wanted to be a
Me,
mom, and my adoption story is probably a whole nother interview. But I'm just driven in that way. When I know what I want, I'm ready to work and go for it. And that's why it's so important to know what's important to them. And
right.
my goal, because I became a mom so late in life, is my goal is to live to 100, because I want to be there for my grandkids and know my grandkids, because that were my most favorite years of my life, is when my kids were little. It's just such a blessing. They're 24 and 23 now, and
Mhm.
so I want to be around for that. Plus, I want to see what the world's going to be like.
Right.
Where are
There's a
we going?
lot.
I know.
So I have a question for you. People might be listening to this and going, oh my gosh, she is a driven woman. She's always got that, you know what? I don't care. This is where I'm going. This is what's going to happen. Do you have clients who want that, but don't seem to be able to figure out what it is that is really most important for them? Is that something that you help them discover through your work, or how?
Yes, we do touch on discovering your values, because
Okay.
as women, as we get the empty nesters and our lives change and our roles change, it is confusing to know what you're going to do. And it's emotional too, because
Mhm.
you want your kids to succeed and leave, but at the same time it's heartbreaking to be left, no longer needed the way are needed. I mean, I think that's the hardest thing about parenting is letting them go. And to find your next path of where you're going to be in. And
Yeah.
that's where I offer a lot of my clients to the opportunity to work side by side with me, to find the purpose, to find I have a small team of women that have decided to become a part of my community, and together we help other women grow and help other people and love on other women, and or other men if they want, or kids. I can direct them into that community, or if that's not what they want to do, we can talk about that. I really work very closely with them. And if they're struggling and trying to find their way, there's so many women are the backbone of our families and our communities, and they just have to realize that and know that they're important, and self-care is the number one thing you need to focus on. And if you're struggling with finding what it is you want to do, if you are someone like myself who has an empty nest now, um, and find the joy in it, there is a lot of joy out there, and accomplishment. And I always coach my clients in telling them, every morning or every night when you go to bed, and every morning, you should think of three things. They talk about gratitude, and three
Yep.
things that went well for you that day, or three things, and also think about three things that you want to go well the next day. And that's what a
Mm.
lot of people don't talk about. They don't talk about the next step. They always say, oh, write down you're grateful for today. But the power of the mind is incredible. If you are thinking about what you're going to succeed on tomorrow, or what you want to succeed for tomorrow, that is where the power really comes in. And that's what that purposeful piece, or what's meaningful to somebody piece that really comes into play when I work with my clients.
Beautiful, beautiful. It's so, I love how you wrap around and show them that they're not alone and that we are here as a community to support you. And if a
Mhm.
community piece isn't what people feel that they want, they can reach out and they do, you do one-on-one as well, right?
Yes, and
Yeah,
my community is still, you still get what one-on-one with me, but what I'm saying about the community is that there's opportunities to serve, and to love on other people. You
got it.
don't, and get loved on yourself as well,
Right.
in our community, and it's not required to be in it, but it's available to everybody if they're interested
Nice.
in that. If they're feeling like, geez, I don't have anybody to talk to, or I'm so lonely. There's a lot of out there today, and to connect with other women, and women are just so good at loving others,
Mhm.
that that's what I love about my work. It's really loving on people and
Yeah,
helping them become their best self.
absolutely. Absolutely. Is there a compelling success story that you, from your work, that you would love to share with us? I know the stories you've told already are like, oh my gosh. Is there anything in particular from the work that you've done as the wellness occupational work? Yeah.
Yes, yes. I sometimes do trade shows, where I'll be out, at my table, and introducing people to what my services are. And one of the ladies that I met at the trade show, her I won't use her name,
Yep.
but she came up to me and we were talking, and her husband was with her, and he said to her, "You know what? You've tried everything else. Why don't you work with Emily?" And she was struggling with never sleeping. Now she's in her late, I guess she's about 35, 40.
Hmm.
She was was struggling with her weight.
Hmm.
She was always in pain and achy, had horrible, horrible digestive issues every morning and night, so that she could barely sleep. If she ate, it wasn't, she would have to run to the bathroom
Hmm.
all the time. Her hair was falling out. She was exhausted all the time. There were days that, because she didn't sleep all night, she couldn't get out of bed the next morning to go to work, and she was absolutely miserable, and nobody could tell her what was wrong. She also got migraines, and she also had, like, a rash on her
Yeah.
face. And so together, she decided, first we decided, I do a, like, a mini test and see if you like working with me. So you can
Sure.
work with me I do a free, uh, first a free evaluation. I call it the healthy breakthrough session, and that's
Hmm.
free, 30 minutes to kind of get a real picture for me to learn about you. And
Hmm.
then I make the recommendations of what to do. So we did that, and she
Hmm.
decided to go for it and make the recommendations. And she, within first 6 months, she was following my protocol, following my direction, and she ended up, was blown away on how she was feeling so much better. She ended up losing 42 pounds. Her stomach issues went away. Her hair stopped falling out. She sleeps like a
Mm.
baby. And she says that she can't believe that my simple help in my program helped her so much. And it's amazing when you see the difference. But I think what is most important is she has hearing deficit.
Hmm.
She always used to be really self-conscious about herself and her looks, and not only
Yep.
because she had a hearing deficit. And she, through this whole process, in addition to the health benefits, her mental status
Mm.
was changed overnight. She is no longer shy and embarrassed. She feels very confident and exuberant and happy and just grateful. And the transformation is night and day when you hear her speak about it, and how she used to always have to look down because she was embarrassed with how she looked and
Yep.
how she felt. Now she's got so much confidence and happiness. She's gotten a better job because of it, and she's in sales. So she's
Aw.
doing amazing. I went and saw her the other day, and she's looking fantastic. We still are together, but we only
Yep.
connect like once a month or once, whatever she wants. It's kind of a as needed
Yeah.
type of arrangement. But she's really, really happy. And for a while, she did even participate in our community, which she was
Mhm.
blown away by. But right now, she's too busy, and so she
Right.
feels she's, you can come and go. You don't have to always
Yeah.
be a participant in that. But
Right.
so I'm really blessed to have her. And I'll share one more really quick. I have another gal who never went to the bathroom but once a week for her whole life.
Wow.
That's really
Yeah.
uncomfortable to
Yeah.
never been constipated once. Imagine your whole
Yeah.
nothing the physicians ever helped her with, all the other over the counter stuff never helped her. And we
Oh,
worked together, and now she goes every day and she feels amazing.
I
And
bet.
just a simple problem like that I work with as well. So um,
Amazing.
yep. And then my final one is I have another dear friend who had a lot of inflammation in her body and a lot of pain in her joints. And I
Yep.
worked with her, and now she water skis every year with her two sons. It's amazing to see. She always posts every year. My favorite time of year when I get to water ski, they all water ski at the same time, the three of them all on one ski.
I love it.
Yeah.
Oh,
So there's another case where somebody, I knew what their goal was, and I was able
yeah.
to assess where they were at and find what they were looking to achieve.
Yep.
And so that really motivated her, and she succeeded. And I saw their picture again this year, and she's beautiful. She looks amazing with
Yeah.
her boys are so handsome. So
That's so, so powerful.
you asked for one, I gave
People, that's okay. Hey, I love it. I love it. And I know because you're living to 100, there will be many, 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 many more stories of success for sure.
Oh, well, thank you.
Absolutely. People can find you at emilycambria.com, and
Mhm.
this is in the show notes. And you referenced a half-hour session where you do a breakthrough session with them and gather the details and have conversation to find out where they're at and give
Mhm.
them like a mini plan. Is that the kind of thing you do?
Yep.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay. And
Yep.
that too is in the show notes. So we put the link in the show notes. So if you're listening to this and you're like, I need to talk to her to find out more, make sure you click on the active link there to book a session, a breakthrough session with Emily. What an honor and a privilege it is to be chatting with you tonight. I really do appreciate your time, your skills, your knowledge, and your conviction to make sure that everyone that you touch continues to have a better life and live, what did you say? Strong, long and strong. Is that what it was? I can't remember.
Living
What is
long,
it?
living strong.
There we go. Yeah, I knew there was a great tagline. I was like, I should have written it down. Wonderful to have you here, Emily. Thank you
Thank
so
you.
much for your time.
Thank you. It's been an honor to be able to share my stories with you, and I thank you for inviting me onto your program. It's wonderful to be here. And if you, my website too has a link, like a button you can push if you don't get all the links in the, so you can just go to my website as well. And right on the top it says schedule your breakthrough session with Emily.
Oh, beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful. Thank you. If you have not subscribed to the channel, please make sure that you do. I would love to have it people share. So if you're watching this show and you're like, oh my gosh, please share it with your friends. We want as many as subscribers as possible because I am honored to be able to share the screen with so many talented and gifted individuals who are here to give to others. So thank you so much for being here. Have a great rest of your day, everyone, and take care. See ya.
Thank you.
Bye.
Bye.